Hello, how's everybody doing?
Hi.
Hello.
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 Hi, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Really appreciate that. We've got a new show tonight. Basically, what we're going to be doing is just going over the geek news from the last month or so. So I'm joined, as usual, by some of YouTube's finest. We've got James back from his ventures in Vegas. How are you doing, James? You all right?
Howdy. I am very well.
Howdy's Texas, man, isn't it? That's not Vegas.
It's close
What are they
enough.
saying?
It's the desert.
Close enough. Close enough.
Yeah.
Are you all back and ready for action?
Absolutely, man. I'm happy to be back in my my usual settings, surrounded by my nerd stuff. So, and my nerd friends.
Nerd friends. Excellent.
Day.
And as usual, we've got my good friend Jason. How are you doing, Jason?
Very good, mate. I got my mood light going on.
Very nice. Yeah, it's very, very sexual.
Sexy.
Nice. I like that.
Thank you.
I like that. You and that, you've got that tremendous kind of radio voice. Just do us a favor and lean into that mic and say something sexy.
Something sexy.
Oh,
fuck. It's like Tom Jones is in the room.
tremendous. And we've got good old Simon. How are you doing, Simon?
I'm not too bad. How are you?
Very well, thank you, mate. Nice to see you again. And finally, we've got our favourite attention-seeking geek, Ben. How are you doing, Ben?
I am here.
Tremendous. I love you. I love the energy and enthusiasm you bring to the stream. So thank you for that. Right, guys, let's see who we've got in the comments. We've got our favourite StreamYard once again. Thank you very much.
StreamYard.
We have got Fuzzy. Nice to see you, Fuzzy. Thank you very much for joining. We've got Pieface667. Evening. We've got
Pieface.
This Week in Metropolis. It's James. Nice to see you, James. Well, yeah, Jason.
Thanks, Fuzz.
We're off to a good start. Jason's done it for Fuzz straight away. There.
Appreciate that, buddy.
Right, guys. So tonight, like I said, we're going to go over some geeky related news. I've got some slides to just generally talk around. I'm going to try and get this done by 8:30 because there's a show on at 9 o'clock over on This Week in Metropolis that I'm very keen to watch. So we'll try and make this quite swift. And
hopefully Ben finishes his McDonald's quickly so he can.
I'm hoping Ben's finished. For anybody that's wondering, just the height of professionalism here. Every time Ben's camera goes off, as you can tell, he's licking his lips. It's because he's eating a Mackie D's.
But that means that we can go till 9 on this show, and I'll just hop straight onto the other show because I'm eating now, so I don't need the time between. Maybe a 5-minute poo break. So,
right.
Ben, just raise both hands. What have you got in your hand? Raise both hands.
It's a mozzarella dipper.
Okay, nice. Hi, Dino. Nice for you to join me, mate. Thank you very much.
Hey, Dino.
John Bromley. Nice to meet you.
Hey, John. How are you, mate? All right?
Okay, guys. So, like I said, what we're going to do today is basically go over some of the bits of geeky news that have kind of popped out over the last month or so and have piqued my interest. And we'll start off with this. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but this is the news that apparently Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill have signed up to continue on doing DC movies full time. So they're going to be doing a whole host of new movies. Have you guys seen this? What do you think of it?
I've not heard about this at all. I've got to be honest with you. This one's gone way past me.
So I think, a lot of the news items we've got tonight will be stuff that's come off Twitter and things like that. So a lot of these companies put stuff out there. I'm not 100% sure how reliable they are, but yeah, it might be fake news. But I mean, I loved Henry Cavill as Superman.
I think they should both come back for DC. I mean, the thing is, there's the talk of him doing obviously Marvel as well, Marvel and DC. It's going to be a bit of a. If he does both, he's capable of doing both. So,
I mean, Phil's mentioned here that Batfleck's the best Batman. I have to say, Phil, I think you're right. I liked his version of Bruce Wayne more so than I liked in Ben Shooters, but more so than I liked the Robert Pattinson Batman. That didn't really float my boat at all. But I did like the gritty kind of Batman that Ben Affleck brought. Oh, we're wanting to see more Snyderverse movies, guys?
Yes.
I'd love Snyder to actually come back. But even if this is true, they might just cancel the movie halfway through, So I'm almost like not even arsed to care about anything DC related until it's actually in the cinema,
I'll tell you what, like Pete says, Henry Cavill, definitely, he was born to play Superman, wasn't he? I thought he was excellent.
Yeah, I thought he was absolutely tremendous.
Yeah, really, really good.
I don't really get why DC has been so averse to him, because he's not caused any controversy. People like him in the role, and he's always been like a WB. He plays by the rules. So I don't really get why they just wanted to kick him out. And I
don't know if it was necessarily him as a character and an actor. I think it was just there was such poison around that whole Snyder kind of universe, wasn't it?
It's the studios, Warner Brothers with Snyder and things like that, Backlash, and they all love working under Snyder. And obviously, what happened? They weren't happy with the studios taking control and bringing in a new director and finishing it off.
I mean, James is mentioning there that there was a tease of Superman versus Black Adam. I have to say, when all the Black Adam stuff started coming out, I just assumed that's where we were going with it. I thought that's what we're going to be getting, a Henry Cavill versus him, because, again, the two of them on screen together would be phenomenal. Ben, what are your thoughts on this?
Firstly, I'm worried about this show, right? Okay, that your source of news is Twitter.
What's your point? What's your point? Huh?
Well, this is a prime example. Nothing. It's plucked from the atmosphere. There's been nothing confirmed, nothing hinted, nothing said.
Ben, I am confirming it on this show. We're doing it now, mate. It's confirmed.
If true, I am very happy, because whilst I don't like Superman, I really like Henry Cavill's performance. Like, I think he nails that kind of true of soul kind of, Boy Scout kind of Superman persona. I think he completely nails that. At the same time, he kind of has that real godlike charisma, and presence when in the suit as well. And as for Batfleck, he is my favorite Batman as well. I don't know. I love them all for different reasons, but I really, really like his Batman, and I really like his Bruce Wayne as well. So yeah, if true, this is good news, and I wanted to see more of that Snyderverse. I want to see a Nightmare movie, a whole bloody movie, on that.
And I think when I think about, all of those DC movies, those scenes with the Nightmare future with Henry Cavill, Superman kind of slicing people in half with his heat vision, that's the best. And I think, the Batman movie, the Pattinson movie, had some good bits in it. But for me, the standout Batman scene for the last few years is still that warehouse takedown. 100%. I just think phenomenal. That's what I want to see, is a Batman movie, I love it. Absolutely love it. So yeah, I'd be pleased with seeing that. Next, official. We've got official news here. Amazon officially announces Blade Runner 2099 live action series. Anybody excited about Blade Runner?
No. I think I discussed this on This Week in Metropolis last week. What I would say is that I was watching the film in the cinema, 2049, fell asleep, woke up when there was a loud bang. There was just like a noise, and I woke up and it was near the end. What a terrible film. Very boring. Really boring.
Did you watch the first Blade Runner, though?
You loved it.
Yeah.
One of my favourite movies. Oh, Jesus Christ. Did you hear that bang there, guys? It's Amanda in the window flashing her boobies. in the window outside. She's outside.
Tremendous.
What a terrible film.
What a-
Sorry.
what a-
I didn't even watch half of it.
Yeah, can you?
Hello, live
Yeah,
then, sorry. Yeah, do you know what? Blade Runner, the very first one, was fantastic. It was oh no, it was oh god, stop it! I'm trying to concentrate. She's got her ass out now. Right. No, you can't do that. Oh no, guys, I'm really sorry. I'm gonna have to go. No. The first film was so atmospheric, and I love the story. I love the narration. I think I prefer the original to the director's cut because I think the director's cut was more spoon feeding us about what was going on.
Yeah.
I love the whole story. I love Rutger Hauer in it. But the second one, guys, was just boring. And I got a funny feeling that the series is going to go the same sort of way.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, I didn't like the last movie at all, if I'm being really honest. The first one's a classic, I think.
Gosh.
The second one.
It's hard to follow, though, wasn't it, really? Like, yeah.
Ben and
Ben, are you just going to kind of like drift in and drift out
and
with
then
the face full of
disagree,
food
okay?
and shake your head out with?
Yeah, because I need to come in to make my point heard, and then I'll carry on eating.
Okay.
Nearly finished. I've only got one select left. I love the sequel. Am I alone?
Yeah.
What's
I
your
haven't
favourite
seen it.
parts in it?
But I've
So-
heard nothing but praise. So
Obviously, Harrison Ford coming
It's
back.
funny,
and-
like, it's funny. It kind of felt like a really long music video. Like it really kind of transported me. And interestingly enough, another Ryan Gosling film that felt like that was Drive, where it almost kind of transports me just to this kind of. It just mesmerized me from start to finish, the same way that the original Blade Runner did. And I think it. I like all the things that Jason listed that why he loved the original is kind of why I liked the sequel as well. Myself,
I have to say, visually, the sequel was really good.
It was stunning.
It was just hard to follow the story plot. I think a lot of the times, like,
but it kind of doesn't have a big
story
plot. Like there's not a lot happens, but
And that's what you want in the movie, isn't it?
No, well,
plot.
No, yeah,
where nothing happens.
It was
because
following on
sometimes
from the previous movie.
You want that experience. You want that you want the visuals. You want the music. You want to kind of feel. When I go to watch a film, I just want to feel something, right? And because I'm dead inside. No,
sounded tragic.
No. But you just want to feel something. It's art, isn't it? Right? And that film really made me kind of feel things and feel kind of this weird melancholy. I can't. I've got select in my mouth. Yeah. It made me sort of feel, like that, and I don't know. I liked it. Fuck you.
Well, Chris is with you. Chris is saying he liked it as well. He's not. He's saying you're not
Chris.
alone. He liked it.
are like Ridley Scott or Denis Villeneuve anyone attached to it?
With obviously Harrison Ford, he won't be in this series one. Is this series going to backtrack from somewhere else? Do we know?
Not sure.
any
I think
plot?
Ridley Scott.
I think it
is
just kind of
attached to it.
spoiled the new movie for me. I haven't seen it yet.
See,
Oops,
I mean,
it's
it's
I know not
interesting,
new.
isn't
Fairness,
it?
it's 5 years old or whatever, but still.
I think
I
it
was
kind
gonna
of
say
came
catch up.
left field, didn't it? I wasn't expecting that. Had any of you guys heard that they were even talking about this?
No, it's
No, but it's a franchise, isn't it? Like they've got comic books and
Have they?
there's comics out of Blade Runner, a couple of different stories and things.
It's
now.
got that
So
cyberpunk, feel. So
Moving on then. This is interesting. So, Simon, you sent us this. CGC graded Action Comics #1, a 6.0, sells for a record $3.4 million. Dollars. Jason, what did you think of that? I personally, just before you, I actually thought it would go for more than that, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. Wasn't there a Superman 1 that went for something like 5.3 million or something recently?
Yeah.
So I would have thought it'd gone for a lot more, being an actual one, and a 6.0 as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's such a high grade for the 1938. It's older than me.
What's that on the cover? That pink thing?
Yeah, it looks like lipstick, doesn't it? Or is it a rocket someone's drawn?
Could be blood. Yeah, World War II, right after.
Or is it looks like a fountain pen or something like that, maybe?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, what about the rest of you? That seems cheap to me for an Action Comics one.
Yeah.
Ben's face.
You're the problem.
You're the problem. Put the price up.
Sat there saying it's cheap.
If you had that kind of money, would you be buying an Action Comics one?
No. You're buying 5 houses.
But just a lifetime supply of
But
Mackie
if you
Hayes,
had
spare
millions, would you buy it?
If you're a billionaire, you would, wouldn't you?
I'm a lover of comic book stories and characters. I have never, ever got the concept of expensive books and great. Like, it's just never. And I've always said that to Jason and you who grade and stuff. Like, I just don't get it. And this is the personification
of what you don't get.
Of what I don't get. Like, I cannot fathom that someone would spend that on some
it's a lot.
paper.
But I guess, Ben, people might be watching this, looking at us, thinking, I cannot fathom that a grown man would spend £250 on a toy or a doll. Do you know what I mean? So
most people, I'd say, would probably not be able to fathom that.
Yeah.
I guess if you've got the money, if you've got that kind of cash floating around, like your Nicolas Cage's a model, because didn't he have a big collection at one point?
Didn't he?
Sell it.
Whoever bought this is probably like close to being a billionaire, and this is nothing to them. So they just
I need to defend myself on this toy thing. I'm not having that.
How do you know I was talking about you? Might be talking about me.
Well, yeah, I'll defend us both then. No, because the figures are, you can kind of see where the money's gone, in the craftsmanship and, the materials and everything that kind of, I can see that £250, but I can't see £3.5 million on something that one day was just printed. It was
but it's a historical item,
What about like people like Jake Paul buying so many millions for a Pokemon card?
Well, he's a massive bellend, so that does not count.
Well,
I hate that guy, and I hate that he is now part of the WWE world. Like, and do you know what I hate as well is that he's quite good. He's quite a good wrestler.
Yeah. The veins on your head coming out here, like
it's like scanners.
With a Pokemon card.
I'm of an age where I don't really understand who you're talking about. Is this the guy, the YouTube man or something?
Yeah.
He was a boxer, and then now he's a wrestler.
And then made YouTube videos like joking about a suicide forest.
Oh yeah, I remember.
He recorded a guy, and he
dickhead.
Yeah.
Dino's right here, mind. I mean, we're talking about what makes it viable. I guess I see this as it's a bit like a painting. Do you know what I mean? It's like a Picasso or something like that. That's it's the rarity and the value that makes it the mega books, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. This is another bugger that just kind of crept up on me, and I didn't even know this was a thing. Alien, FX or Hulu, show coming out. Did anybody know that this was a thing?
This was announced years ago. It's
Noah
Hawley or Noah Crawley, the guy he did Fargo, I think. And
breaking news, Peter.
Yeah.
But I must have missed this one. I mean, that's got me very excited.
I think 2 years or something this has been in the works. Is there a trailer or something?
Did
you just stumble across it recently?
Right, well, fuck the lot of you. So you all knew all about this, did you? And I'm just sat here. Jason, did you know about this?
No.
There you go. Right,
I didn't.
Us older folk didn't get the wire from the Queen to tell her about it. Yeah.
Still doing dial-up to get on Google.
So how are you then, smart ass? Who's in it? What's it about? What's the crack? Tell her a bit about it.
Who are you talking to me?
You talking?
I don't know where in development it's in or anything. I haven't heard anything since it was like announced, but I know it's the guy who did Legion and Fargo is the creative spearhead of it.
Okay. Well, we'll move on from that one. Seems fair enough.
It'll be good though. I think it'll be good.
This is your news. I've nicked your image again.
Oh
something that missed me by. I wasn't even aware that this was.
You've been in my story archive.
I have. Well, yeah. I didn't even know they were doing a Wonder Man. Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Wonder Man.
I've heard about it. Yeah.
So Ben, tell her about this then.
Well, I like when I posted this, it was because that was the first time that I'd heard that Wonder Man was there'd been rumors for a while, and I know way back when Nathan Fillion was rumored to sort of play Simon, and
was that meant to be in the Guardians movie or something?
I think there was an Easter egg. There was a poster, wasn't there? Yeah. But anyway, I didn't think it was a thing, and I thought it was kind of off the slate, just because it wasn't a priority. And then Ben Kingsley just came out and was like, "Yeah, I'm in Wonder Man." So, apparently it's a thing, and it must be at very early stages of development, I'd say. Maybe even just conversations at this point. But if it's a comedy based on actors of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and to bring back Trevor Slattery and stuff, sign me up.
Yeah. Well, he was a very popular character, and I thought he was brilliant in Iron Man 3. I loved it. I know a lot of people didn't like the whole story.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic.
Oh, I loved it. I genuinely loved it. I thought he was great.
I loved it, but people hated it.
They did. They don't know what they're talking about.
In Shang-Chi, he's great. I thought it was ace in Shang-Chi. Yeah. This is the same director or Shang-Chi that's going to do Wonder Man, is it?
We're not sure yet.
No.
Yes, he is.
I thought he did announce it. It's the same guy.
Daniel.
Right.
Yeah, he's the one who's directing it.
Well, then why is this not even on got a bloody logo? In, D23 and Comic-Con and stuff like that seems weird to me. It almost sounds like it's further along than Fantastic Four, and it's weird. That's weird.
There was no.
But then I guess Werewolf by Night was like that, wasn't it? Like that, we heard nothing from, and then boom, here's a trailer. It's out next month.
Yeah, and initial reviews for Werewolf by Night are coming back really strong. They're saying it's really a good show. So I'm looking forward to that one. I mean, I think this will be tremendous. I don't know how much you guys know about the character of Wonder Man, but I love the character of Wonder Man. And I loved Trevor, so I think that would be a superb show to watch.
And I think Nathan Fillion will do him good justice character-wise.
But is he confirmed, Nathan Fillion?
No, I don't think it will be him now. I think I can see it being someone younger. Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Unless that's the joke that he's washed up like old actor. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. So, Jason, I know you touched on this last week, but Keanu Reeves returned for a Constantine sequel. Did you see the first Constantine movie?
Yeah. What a great film. I loved it.
Faves.
And I watched it again about 3 days ago, actually. It is one of those films you can keep watching, even though Shia LaBeouf's in it. You've got Tilda Swinton as Gabriel, who looks fantastic in it.
Yeah.
She looks amazing in it. It's just a great film, and Rachel Weisz. Who's
the guy that plays Satan? Because I think he's
Peter Stormare. One of the best portrayals of Satan in anything, I think.
He is awesome in it, and he's in a lot of Rammstein videos as well. Let's check that out. Great actor. He always plays off the wall, slightly sort of people. He's in a lot of Michael Bay films, isn't he? As well, I think. Just a great film, and the effects still hold up really well now as well.
Yeah, the scenes where they're in hell.
It's like
it looks better than Doctor Strange. That image.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, what about Keanu then? Because I'm a big Keanu fan from the from some of his earlier films, and also his John Wick movies. I absolutely adore John Wick. But I'm going to say it. I don't think he's a good actor.
Well, I watched Bill and Ted, that new one, the other day. Yeah, on Amazon Prime. I didn't like it at all. It was like too corny and just didn't work.
Simon,
I know. Sorry, man. It just didn't work with me. I had to turn it off. It was just
turn you off.
I think it's just that he's just incredibly likable.
Yeah, John Wick's I've always loved the John Wick sort of vibe. It's whether he can get back into that. It's being in that because like the last Matrix, I didn't enjoy either. The Matrix,
it's terrible.
It was awful. So it's whether really he can. Film. It's sometimes not
like
he can carry the character. It's also the scripting and everything else, isn't it?
So I watched the new Matrix on the plane to Florida, and I think I got about 3/4 of the way through and thought, actually, you know what, this isn't bad. I quite like this.
Did you fall asleep and imagine and better film?
No.
And
then it just went to shit. It just went utter crap. But I didn't think it was that bad. Have you seen it, James?
The new Matrix now.
Yeah.
Mate, what are you doing on the show? What are you doing on the show?
The Matrix is just it's one of them franchises I just never cared for. Or,
You're too busy living it up in Vegas, mates. Fucking watching TV, watch some films.
It was available on
your PlayStation.
It was available on my plane to go into Vegas, and I didn't watch it. The only reason this movie's happening, because this is almost like as if they announced Van Helsing 2 with Hugh Jackman. Like the only reason this is the only reason I like that movie too.
That though. I would too.
But this is purely happening because DC saw an opportunity with how popular Keanu Reeves is. Like almost by the day, getting more popular. So he's this character. Let's bring him in for that.
Can we just talk about is it the actor playing the Constantine series? Because that got cancelled, didn't it?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that series. I did.
Yeah.
Well, and shout out to Jenna Louise Coleman.
As
Constantine as well, and in Sandman recently.
Well, that's different.
I haven't seen it yet.
Character. Joanna Constantine.
Tomato.
People think
same bloody name, isn't it? Is it too woke for you, James? Does it?
No, but in the Sandman audio book, Joanna.
I've actually never seen this film.
You've never seen Constantine?
I've never seen this film. No, man. I listened to Caravan of Garbage on it recently.
Yeah.
And they were actually quite nice about it. And those boys usually go to town and stuff that's not good. So, yeah.
I watched it with my son a little while ago, and I have to say, I think he's all right. It stands up. I think the special effects are still pretty good. It's pretty dark at times. It's worth watching. I think worth watching. James,
where'd you get this photo? Did I send you this one? I didn't think I sent this one. I have that exact look with that exact angle in every single selfie I took on this trip, and I'm mortified by it. Like I don't look good in any photo.
Tell us about Vegas, because when you went to Vegas,
tell us about yourself.
You went to the Comic-Con in Vegas, didn't you?
Yeah. So I was there for a week. My sister got married. She did the whole Elvis impersonator.
Please tell me you got that photo.
Do you have it there? No. Yeah, but it's had a great time. 6 minutes in and out, and a couple of Elvis songs. It was great. So that picture was from Caesar's Palace, like the statues. I'll tell you, it's incredible just seeing the scale of everything. Like you see these like amazingly detailed, amazingly constructed like statues, like in a hotel, and they're just everywhere. It's just insane. But I was at Vegas Comic-Con. It's the second American Comic-Con I've been to. I was in New York a few years ago. So they're I was actually quite surprised. I thought there'd be a lot more cosplayers and more people. I thought would be bigger, and the showroom was definitely bigger, but like there was only 1,200 people at it, maybe a little bit less, but it was the Friday, and like it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday the convention went to.
So it's going to sound like a stupid question, James.
Yes.
But were the comic book sellers there? Because I feel like comic sellers at Comic Cons are a dying art over here.
It was predominantly like there wasn't really big actors, like acting wise. The only people at it were like Veronica Taylor, who plays Ash in Pokemon, and I think a Naruto actor was there. Everything else was comic book centric. So James Tynion was there, not on the day I was there, but he was going to be there on the Saturday. Garth Ennis, a few others, but most of the vendors were comic book vendors, so I had to flick through some bins and stuff, but didn't really find that. A lot of things were either too high priced compared to what you get on eBay, or just wasn't that interested in. So
very jealous. Jason, have you ever done an American Comic Con?
Never, mate. No, I've always wanted to.
Ben,
but
you?
never.
I stumbled into Big Apple Comic Con, so it was in New York, but it wasn't the New York Comic Con. It was just like a little side kind of Comic Con festival sort of thing. But yeah, brilliant. Like yeah, it was like even that side chick to New York Comic Con was still better than half of the Comic Cons that we get over here. So in terms of kind of, you know, retailers, and because that's the thing for me, like as you say, you've very rarely come across comic books at a Comic Con. So stop calling it Comic Con.
What's it called? Pop Culture Con.
I mean, you mentioned Big Apple Comic Con there, Ben. That's the one that was it last year or the year before. Got into some hot water with Rob Liefeld. So I don't know if you saw that all play out over Twitter, but Rob was supposed to be doing a guest appearance there, and he pulled out at the last minute. And the Comic Con published all of the messages between them and basically called him out and said he was a dick. So then he counterattacked with, "Well, I had COVID." Or,
that's incredible.
Block him. That's what he tends to do, isn't he? Block people.
It got quite messy. But yeah.
I'm so annoyed. I'm in some really cool places and I just look awful. Like
I think they look great.
Maybe it's all the grease and the foods.
Speaking of Comic Cons, this news, I don't know if you guys saw this, but the British International Comic Expo, ICE, which again I've never been to, but it's a big Comic Con, has decided to just pull the plug completely. So they've cancelled this year because of ticket slump, and they've cancelled all future shows. So they've literally come out of the business. I think that's really sad. I mean,
where's it usually based?
Oh, I'm not sure, mate, but I've heard big things. So I've got some artwork from ICE, that because it used to attract an awful lot of big artists and things to it. Yeah, massive shame. But
I've never even
is it
heard
in
of
Bedford? I want to say is it
somewhere
Bedford
like
or somewhere?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. But I guess that led us to kind of go on to the state of Comic Cons in general. We've mentioned there the lack of comic sellers at some of the cons that we've been to recently. I know I've done one in Newcastle, which had one comic seller, a cake stall. I'm not sure what the hell that was for. Lots of pops and things. But very little in terms of actual comic books. Is that your experience as well?
Yeah. And what is there? It's very expensive.
Yeah. At Dublin Comic Con, there's like probably 5 boxes of comics in the entire showroom. You know? Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
And the thing that really blew my mind about Thought Bubble last year was just like, you know, they get these great comic book creator guests, but then not one comic book retailer like in sight, and that for me just felt so it just didn't make sense. Like baffling. I miss the days of sorry Peter, I miss the days of we used to have a Kapow Comic Con in London, and there also used to be something called London Super Comic Con. And unfortunately both don't. I was with you, you donut. Unfortunately both are like ICE have just come out of the game. They just packed it in, and it's sad because I miss those events.
MCM ones are just taking over.
It's a shame, isn't it? I mean, I wonder. It would be interesting to talk to one of the comic retailers and try and work out if it's just because maybe they're just not getting the sales. Maybe people aren't going to those conventions and events anymore to buy comics. You know, it's more about the cosplay and all that sort. Yeah. Interesting stuff. James, what the shit's this?
That is soon to be a TV icon. So I don't know if I've ever mentioned it, maybe once or twice. But
no, you haven't.
I'm a big fan of this this video game series called The Last of Us.
The Last of Us.
And
I thought it was Silent Hill.
And so we got the first look yesterday. HBO released the trailer for the new series starring Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey, and this is the money shot of the trailer. Really, it's the first look at a clicker, which is kind of one of the infected enemies they fight in the game. And I think probably I'd imagine the best sequence of the show will be revolving around this kind of interaction with one of them.
So are you hyper for this show?
A lot of my, if you go to my channel, a lot of my videos are focused on this show. And not that I was trying to plug.
Look at beard on it. The statue behind it, be fine.
But yeah, no, I've had mixed opinions on the fact that they were making this show at all, and that it was just going to be a retelling. But seeing it now, I'm hyped, and I have goosebumps, and I think they've really captured the spirit of it, and I'm excited for kind of wider, for people to enjoy this story and to see what you.
I'm your people then, because I have to say I have very little interest in the computer game because I don't have time to play games. But the trailer for this looked tremendous. I thought it looked really good. So I am quite looking forward to this.
Is it going to be better than Uncharted movie? Because I didn't like that.
Uncharted was tremendous.
This will be actually good. Whereas
Pieface is just saying there he lives in Suffolk and there's no real Comic Cons, although he does have 3 comic shops in the whole county of Suffolk.
He's got 3 shops in the whole.
Yeah.
Oh, county.
So that looks interesting, James. I am looking forward to that. What about the rest of you? Did you guys watch the trailer?
Yeah, for some reason I thought it was going to be a film. Why did I think it was going to be a film and not a TV series? Can they stretch it out to a TV series, you think?
Yeah, I think. Well, like you have the first game and then there's a 5-year jump in the second game. So I think
games are hours long, aren't they? Like when you put all the cuts.
Yeah, it's like 20 or so hours. I think it's paced quite well for a TV show. Like you would struggle to cover all of it in a movie. But
so James,
I think
do you think this is going to be the new Walking Dead then? Do you think this is?
I think this could be like on par with Game of Thrones, like that level of big if they play their cards right. Because Walking Dead was quite big when it came out, and it's like huge. The Walking Dead, but with the Game of Thrones kind of sheen on it, and there is those kind of betrayals and the character work and everything. So I think that this could be the new big thing.
Looks interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Plug. Right, what have you got coming up on your channels? James, have you got any content coming out soon?
Yeah, well, my kind of breakdown of the trailer will be out tomorrow, so I've been working on that all day. So I'll have that some comparisons with the game and a kind of more detailed opinion.
This isn't the end of what we've got to talk about, by the way. I've just stuck this in the middle so people can plug the stuff before everybody disappears. So that'll be really interesting, James. Looking forward to that, mate, because you haven't had a video out for a little while, so that should be good fun. Jason, what you got coming up?
So I've got the Hereford Comic Con coming up soon on the 16th of October. I'm going to be there selling comics. So that's a helicopter going over, guys, if you're wondering. So I'll be selling comics. I've also got a video coming out probably this weekend because I've had a notification that CGC are sending my comics my way.
Oh,
excellent. So that'll be good fun.
Nice.
Yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to do an unboxing, and I'll be doing that with Amanda. I've been doing a lot of shorts lately. Some of them been really, really terrible, doing badly. Some of them all right. And it looks like just a little celebratory pat on the back for myself. This month I had just under 100,000 views.
Wow!
So
nice.
I was pleased by that. So a little pack for me there. But yeah,
well done, superb, Jason. That's excellent.
Thank you, mate. Cheers.
Well deserved. Simon, have you got anything coming up?
Nothing much, but we are going to Harrogate and Liverpool Comic Con in November, so it'd be good to meet up with you there. And still working on my YouTube channel start. Obviously, I've been out of work, but I'm starting work now in Thursday, so
excellent.
New job and new funding for new toys, and obviously YouTube start.
Content, isn't it?
Content. That's right.
Yeah.
Tremendous. I'm really pleased about that for you, mate. Ben, what have you got coming up?
That after this show at 9 p.m, I'll be going live on This Week in Metropolis to knock about with those boys. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Went to Harrogate, not Harrogate. Went to Huddersfield Comic Con this weekend. I, in fact, hosted a Huddersfield Comic Con, so I was the sort of stage host there and did a couple of Q&As, which was great fun. So I put together a little video just kind of showcasing, obviously very, very humble, local Comic Con, but it was a really nice day out, and I think a lot of families and stuff had a good time. So yeah, there's a little video of that, and have I got? Oh yeah, I did a Good Morning Endor, where I reviewed the first 3 episodes of Andor. So still deciding if I want to do that every week, if I can be asked, if anyone cares.
Enthusiasm.
Don't know yet. So we'll see. I'll see how passionately I feel after
You've got to
watching
keep
tomorrow's
going.
episode.
Content.
Yeah,
No,
I agree.
I've been doing content for 10 bloody years, Simon.
I've not watched Andor yet, so I'm desperate to watch it.
I can't believe you haven't seen it.
Yeah,
honestly, I've been so busy. I watched She-Hulk.
Frankly, it's disgraceful. Peter.
You what?
It's disgraceful, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah.
It is good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did have time put aside at the weekend, but I was busy.
Oh, that's the emotional guilt trip. Unbelievable. No, Peter, of course, came to visit me, so he does make a cameo in this weekend's video. That was a wonderful surprise, and to be honest, I don't know whether I would have got through the day with my sanity without Peter there by my side. So yeah, it was a good day.
Yeah, good fun. Okie dokie. So on this channel, we're moving to Mondays instead of Tuesdays. We're going to do it at 8 o'clock from now on for our live shows. So next Monday, we've got Let's Talk Toys, and we've got What You're Watching and the Geek Report again. And we've got What If coming up. So for What If, guys, I want a medley or a mashup of Frankenstein and Halloween.
Is that the Watcher in it as well?
Is that not doing our job for us there, Peter?
I was going to say, well, that's very specific.
What do you mean?
Well,
you want a mashup of those two characters. I want a
story with those two characters featuring it.
We're all just going to have the same thing then.
No, you can make it whatever you want to make it.
Well, yours will have Nazis and Peggy Carter. And,
naturally.
Naturally. I don't know what about
but somehow you've got to incorporate those two characters or versions of those characters into a one movie franchise series.
Okay.
If you can't, I mean, you can go wild. I've already got my idea. We've then got going live every Monday, a video being released, which is we are doing our top 10. Sorry, Christ, it'll be top 20? About top 50 or something by the time we're finished. So yeah, we're top horror movies. We've still got to fill in the last 2, but yeah, the first 2 videos will be coming out Mondays after that. We've then got our Halloween Hangout, which is on the 31st. Everybody's invited to that, so anybody that wants to join in, just let us know. And we're going to be talking ghosts and goblins and all kinds of stuff.
I can't believe you missed the opportunity to call it the Hallow stream.
I don't even get
disappointed.
I don't get it. He says I don't get it. That's brilliant. Don't get it.
I wanted to mention this as well for those of you that do live streams, and I know some of the guys on the panel here do them. It's not easy; they are quite challenging, particularly when you don't get a lot of viewers and whatnot. So from now on, I'm going to be trying to push UK live streamers. So just to briefly mention that every Tuesday at 9 o'clock, you've got This Week in Metropolis. So please do check them out. Wednesdays at 9:30, you've got the Nerd Herd. Thursdays at 9 o'clock, I think it is, you've got Killer Comic Show. And Saturdays, Grey Man doesn't have an icon for his channel. So
I made that guy a logo about a year and a half ago, and he never used it.
So Grey Man does Cover Slingers on a Saturday at 7 o'clock, which is absolutely tremendous. So please do check those guys out and just give them a bit of support, please. Ben, tell me a little bit about this, if you can.
I'm such a little stalker, like going through our social medias and just like whacking these photos together. Yeah, so
crying this one.
You are.
You're literally not crying in this one.
Why was it? When was I crying?
He nicked the one where it was. It was. What was he crying about? It was holding a comic. You photoshopped him holding a comic.
Oh. I cry a lot. this was sorry, Secret Cinema, Guardians of the Galaxy, which I think is still going now, so you can still get your tickets now. I think they've actually just added a ton of new dates on there, but it's a 2.5 hour immersive experience, and then you have the option to watch Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 after. But even when you watch the film, it's kind of an experience, and there's lights, there's like a light show throughout and stuff. So yeah, absolutely unbelievable. I mean, Secret Cinema, like, genuinely have given me some of the best nights of my life. Like, I think if you're passionate or a fan about a film that they are doing, then do not hesitate to book your tickets. And it is dear. You know, you're looking sort of around £100 mark, but honestly, it's worth every penny, because it's just it's like they pick you up and they drop you in the middle of the film, and it's amazing. So yeah, we had a good night. We ended up betraying our Ravager clan to do some side jobs for Yondu, and we had to do some dealings and, you know, go on a couple of adventures and decode stuff, and we ended up getting some celestial spine fluid for Yondu. It was just a brilliant night and good time. So
have they done any other Marvel ones, Ben, or is this the first Marvel one?
No, this is the first Marvel one. So I've been to Back to the Future, Star Wars, Ghostbusters, Stranger Things. They've done James Bond. I didn't go to that one. I didn't go to the Bridgerton one for obvious reasons. And they've done, they do a Dirty Dancing one pretty much every year, actually. I think they kind of have a set place where they do that now. So that one seems to be on quite regular. But yeah, just unlike anything you've ever experienced before. And, you know, they take their phone, everyone gets their phones taken off them when you go in. And, you know, it gets to the point where you sort of almost forget where you are and stuff. I mean, I worry myself with, like, what I'm willing to do in the midst of an adventure, because I had to steal a poster, and I legit did it in the most ninja way I've ever. I went behind a group, and then I actually got someone else to steal me it. I said, "Get me that," and I got it, and then I sneaked out of this room, and the actors didn't see me, and it was So
it's like the Get Me the Arm that Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah. Nice. But I mean, you can imagine. I mean, I get silly with it, but they encourage all that. So yeah, it's great.
How does this happen then, Ben? Where does this take place?
So they keep it a secret location till about, like a few weeks before, and then you get told where to go, or where to at least meet, you know, the staff, and they'll kind of take you to the location. So this one in particular was just in a warehouse in Wembley. But the Back to the Future one, they basically built Hill Valley just by the Stratford, by Westfield. So that was like all outside. The Stranger Things one, they kind of built a shopping mall again in like a warehouse sort of area somewhere in London. So it's everything's a secret, but you get all this like pre-show stuff to do online. Like, so we basically picked our Ravager clan as the galactic spanners there in red, and then you can do like a name generator where you answer some questions, and then it kind of tells you, bring some stuff to trade with. And yeah,
do you have to go in costume, Ben, or is that just if you
you'll look like an absolute idiot if you're not in costume. That's why it's my favorite place to be. It's quite funny, actually. There were we kind of got called in by our clan leader, and he was talking to us, and then someone else came in, and the people that he'd brought with them were literally just in normal clothes, but they were like, it was almost like they were the most normal clothes that they could find. And it was just so funny. The actor had a field day with it. He was like, because everyone, they refer to humans as Terrans, and he was like, "Oh, you're the most Terran people I've ever seen." But yeah, so you get told what to dress in, and of course there's links you can buy stuff and before, but they encourage people to use their imagination. And when I showed up to this, I couldn't believe, and this is coming from me, like I could not believe the effort that some people had gone through, with their costumes and stuff. Really amazing.
Really cool.
Tremendous. Looks amazing. I hope they do another Marvel one, because I'd like to do one. It'd be good.
I'd love like a horror one, like a Halloween.
Yeah.
Friday 13th.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, guys, getting through the last few slides here. Black Adam. We've seen another trailer for that. Is anybody excited for this film?
Yes, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Not particularly.
Yeah, it should be good.
Not at all.
I don't know. I mean, I do like a bit of Dwayne Johnson there. I think he's a good actor and whatnot, and I like the design of some of the JSA characters and things like that, like Dr. Fate and stuff. Not sure why they've not gone with eyes on his helmet, but anyway.
Hawkman looks amazing, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I'm just hoping. I mean, I read obviously a lot of DC comics a few years back, and I really enjoyed the Black Adam kind of storyline through Justice Society and all that kind of stuff. And I like the fact that he was a baddie, as it were. I'm hoping they don't turn this guy into a kind of a nice anti-hero that everybody's going to love at the end.
Have you not seen the trailers, Peter? It's all about like, oh, I kill people, and oh, I'm not the real hero. And I think that's just going to be throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, but that's the trailer, isn't it? And by the end of it, they'll turn him into like,
a nice guy. Yeah,
nice guy.
He'll save somebody instead of killing them.
Yeah. He's not a character that's ever been nice. I don't think really. Black Adam, really.
Okie dokie. It'll be interesting. So when's it come out? Anybody know?
October, late October, I think.
I mean, it's a comic book film, so
I'd give you a date, but I just don't care enough.
Don't you like the DZ at all?
No. I'm a massive Batman fan. For me, the trailers have just not given me anything to kind of hook onto. Like visually, it just looks like everything that I've seen before. I think it's kind of shooting itself in the foot by introducing like a team element, because it's almost straight away before you've even given him the focus, you're kind of taking the focus away from that titular character. I love The Rock. Dwayne Johnson is obviously a big part of my kind of life and childhood being a WWE fan, but I'm almost a bit Dwayne Johnsoned out at this point, with the various kind of things he's been put in, and also those characters. I just haven't seen any kind of. There's no dynamic element. So I hope that this surprises me. I hope that his performance surprises me as well. But at the moment, I'm not. And Pierce Brosnan just needs to not be in films, please.
I like Pierce Brosnan. What have you got against Pierce Brosnan?
What have I got for him?
He was James Bond. I mean, yes, it was some of the worst James Bond films.
My nanny used to babysit him.
Sorry, what?
Well, there had to be an Irish link there, didn't there? It always is.
My grandmother babysat him when he was.
See, every single Irish person knows someone else who.
No, they grew up in the town in Nazareth.
Incredible. That's amazing.
And they all know, if you're like, oh, where did you grow up? They're like, oh, Shigar Baba. And they're like, oh, Shigar Baba. I remember that.
I'm not sure if that's a little bit racist, Ben.
There.
I was just trying to, just coming up with a sound.
Is that a real place, Shigar Baba? Moving on. Quantum Leap.
Sound Irish, did it?
No. Anybody a fan of the original Quantum Leap?
Yes.
Yeah, I've watched them.
Amazing.
James, have you seen Quantum Leap, the original?
Is that the Scott Bakula?
Yeah.
One? Yeah. I've seen just
The
pop
odd
culture
episode.
referenced moments and stuff, not actual sad.
Or Count Bakula, as I like to call him.
Very good, Jason. Are we excited about this? And I know Efren, who was meant to be on but couldn't make it, unfortunately. Efren's seen the first episode of this and messaged us to say that he really enjoyed it. Now, I've seen lots of negativity on Twitter and places, as you usually would, about it, saying it's not that good. It does have links to the original series.
Is the original actor supposed to be showing in it? I heard he is going to be coming in.
No. So he put a really cryptic tweet out last week saying basically he'd been sent the script and he's opted not to be in it, but didn't explain why or anything. Okay. Ian Carter's just saying there that he's seen it, not as good as the original, but good. Okay. I mean, I'll give it a go. From what I understand,
the trailer and it looked all right.
Yeah. I mean, you know, for the guys that haven't seen, I don't know if Ben, if you've seen it, but the concept is basically that he leaps through time into other people's lives and takes over the bodies, basically becomes them for a period of time.
Set wrongs right, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I don't know when it's coming over to the UK or what channel it's on, but I'll certainly give that a watch because I loved the original. I don't know, Ian, if you're in the chat, does it have the original theme music? Because the original theme music was tremendous.
Yeah, it was great.
Be interested to know that. This got us excited, but again, this is from Giant Freaking Robot, so it could be utter bullshit.
Change the show's name, Peter, to the Rumor Report or the Bullshit Report.
Fake news.
I mean, come on, like,
come on. Wesley Snipes isn't coming back as Blade. He already he was. Is he? Do you think he is?
So Wesley Snipes has gone on the record and said if I asked him back, he would come back and do.
It could absolutely happen in Secret Wars, I think, as a little cameo.
It's a multiversal thing.
Yeah, exactly. But he's not.
Every fucker's coming back for Secret Wars, man.
Like, do you want to see him back? Would you like to see?
Yeah, in Secret Wars as a cameo, but not.
It'd be better than Morpheus.
But it's also chill out. Like, we haven't even seen our new Blade yet. Like, give him a chance.
Yeah.
No.
I'm a huge fan of the original Blade movies, particularly 1 and 2. 3 was shit, but 1 and
rubbish. 3 was great.
Oh God, Jesus!
I love 3's a bit of a guilty pleasure for me.
I love 3
now.
Yeah, I quite like.
I like number 1, and where's the one where he was fighting?
1, 2, and 3.
So much there, Simon.
Go on, Simon.
he was fighting like the Dracula or something like
that.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, he was like throwing him around. I didn't like that one. That's
number two. Like, for me, is one of the best comic book movies of all time. Let alone just Blade films. Like, I love that film.
Up there, yeah.
Guillermo del Toro, wasn't it, the second one?
Yeah. I remember going to see the first Blade movie with Alona, and when we very first started going out with each other. I think it was probably the first proper Marvel movie at the cinemas, and just not really knowing what to expect. And then that first scene in the kind of abattoir kicks off. It's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
With the blood, was it?
Yeah.
Did you have a grope?
Sorry?
Did you have a grope?
Yes. It's an amazing film. And I personally would love to see him cameo in the future, in either the Blade movie or in Secret Wars or something.
Look at him excited.
Netflix's Wednesday released in November. I know, again, not a lot about this, but Ben, I know you do. Tell me a little bit about this show.
Yeah, so I'm quite annoyed by the release date, to be quite honest. Like, it feels very weird that they just wouldn't drop it before Halloween, or even at least on Halloween, you know, to kind of, it seems like a missed opportunity there. But yeah, no, this is kind of going to be, it's a new imagining, but it will be set kind of technically after any sort of films that we've already experienced. So she's a lot older, but I think she gets sent to like somewhere called the Nevermore Academy, which is kind of a school for gifted but twisted children, I think, to kind of harness that. So I'm really excited. Like, I think like the image of her, Pugsley, Gomez and Morticia, like, just for me, just looks
Wasn't
bob
there
on.
A bit of backlash for the actor playing Gomez, saying he didn't?
Yeah, only from idiots, because the name is Gomez.
Yeah,
he's Gomez. He's Hispanic, and that was always the way that like Charles Adams like drew him anyway, with those kind of horrible teeth and things. So like I think the casting's inspired. I'm really excited.
Who's playing? I've forgotten her name.
Luis Guzman.
Festa.
Yeah.
Festa has not been revealed yet.
No, not Festa. Sorry, no, Gomez's wife. Getting her name.
Morticia. That's
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Catherine Zeta-Jones. Wow.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll be a good series. So that should be.
I still want my Christina Ricci grown up Wednesday has kind of become a Morticia like that. I'll always fantasize about that, but that's my own.
Okay, moving on. This is it expected? So James Earl Jones has signed over the rights to voice Darth, replaced by AI.
Not surprising in the least.
You won't know.
I think, yeah, we won't.
They already do it in games, don't they? Do they? I think so.
Not yet. Usually it's either James or Jones, or there's another actor that steps in for it. But
I mean, he must be a canny age. Earl Jones, I would have thought.
He's like 92 or 93 or something. Yeah.
It's sad that he's passing the kind of the mantle on, I guess, but it had to happen at some point. But I guess he's in one of those roles that it's just going to be forever remembered, isn't it? You're never going to get Darth Vader kind of that.
He must have got an ungodly amount of money for this as well. Like to say you can't use my voice for it unless you give me this much. They would have paid whatever. Yeah, tens of millions. I'd say.
But I still hear his voice in The Lion King, and I hear Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Remember who you are, Luke.
Everything you see, everything the light touches. There's a Mufasa film coming out, by the way.
Yeah.
Really?
A Lion King live action prequel.
Prequel. Yeah.
I'd watch that.
Okay, guys, have you seen the trailer for this?
It looks incredible.
Yeah.
It looks great.
Superb.
Agreed.
Absolutely superb. So I foolishly, I went, as you have heard, I went to a convention at the weekend and I picked up this,
Nice.
which does come apart. So when I came back from the convention, I gave it to my son and said, "There you are, crack on, get that open." And he fannied on and on and on, and couldn't bugger get it open, and I still can't. But in the end, he said, "What's it off?" Because I'll Google how to get into it. So I said, it's from a film called Hellraiser. Came upstairs, came downstairs to see him watching the new trailer. He was literally shitting his pants. Superb. I watched the trailer with him afterwards. I thought the trailer was absolutely superb. Really, really excited about this. I remember the original Hellraisers. I'm sure you guys do. And Ben, when we were talking about horror a little while ago, this is a film that disturbed me because of the graphicness of it at the time when I was watching it. The thing with the chains and stuff, and it's gross out horror, isn't it? Are you guys excited about it then?
Super excited.
I'll watch it, definitely.
I remember going to the cinema to see it back in 88, would it have been around that time? 87, 88. And I remember being so scared by it because it was a British film, wasn't it? It was, probably American backing money in it, but primarily British. And it was just so creepy. And the fact that the wife was going behind the husband's back with the brother, very sort of incestuous. And that was before you got to any of the gory stuff, right? Great film.
Which one is it? Hellraiser 1 or 2? Where does she keep killing people on a bed, and then kind of a skinless, bloody creature comes out of the bed or something?
Yeah. So basically, she just knocks people off all the time, and the blood then feeds the brother to come back, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And
that's still one of the best stop motion scenes. The way that they reverse engineered the. Him building up from the blood and the muscles and incredible.
It looks great.
Incredible stuff.
Looking forward to that one. Looking forward.
That would be what annoyed me about the cube, right? Peter getting the cube on Saturday. He brought it over and he was like, "Oh, look what I've got." I was like, "Oh man, that's fucking cool. Like, I really want one." And he went, "Oh, you can't have it. That was the only one."
Oh, no.
You snooze, you lose, don't you?
If it's Hulu, that'd be on Stars then for us, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I was thinking
House of Mouse.
Oh, let's not go there again.
Every show.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so you Cloverfield movie in development.
Clover.
I didn't know that.
Clover. So I'm really excited for this because I love the Cloverfield movies. I think I've enjoyed all of them actually. Were you guys excited to see another one of these?
It's a direct sequel to the first one, isn't it? Is that what they
think
said?
so.
Like, it's not just an anthology.
Because
like,
was it the Paradox one was in space? Was it? Or...
Yeah, and then
yeah.
What's the second one called? The amazing one with John Goodman.
Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah.
That one's that's my favorite out of the
best one.
But that was kind of my reaction to this news. Is I was like I loved how original it was. The idea of doing these kind of sequels that weren't like there was a very fine thread that just kind of ran throughout them all, and there was so much kind of open to interpretation, and I kind of liked that, and it made them very original. Like this for me just feels like it just feels very Hollywood, like Cloverfield 2. Like I don't, it doesn't feel as clever, as those sequels. Like
I guess we don't know where they're going with it yet, but do it. And it just says new Cloverfield movie. It's not.
We'll see. And for me, that original film, I don't even know if I've ever said this. Legit, one of my favorite films of all time.
Yeah.
Like, would push to be in my top 10. Like I'll always remember going to cinema to watch that because it was one of the most kind of. I don't even know how to describe it. Like I felt my whole body shake, in that cinema when I first watched that film. It was incredible.
I mean, Ben, I know what your top 10 are, and Cloverfield's not in it.
What's my top 10?
Because we've
change
done
every day.
Shows, you know what I mean? You've done 2 friggin' shows. We're gonna have to do top 15, and you can add it then.
Oh shit!
Top 11.
Okay, guys. So that's we're whack. So next week's show is our toy show. Like I said, we're going to be doing it on a Monday night, starting at 8 o'clock, just a little bit later, so we can get home from work and whatnot. And we'll be covering all of the usual toy news, action figures, 1/6 scale games, and all the rest of it. So looking forward to that. Right, chaps, that's the end. Thank you very much for joining me. We've only gone 7 minutes over what I wanted to do, so that's not bad at all. Thank you all for your time and your involvement. I do appreciate you all as usual. And with that, we'll say good night. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Really appreciate it. We had, I think, 17 people at one point, so that's really, really good for this channel. So thank you very much. And with that, we'll say good night. Night.
Good night.